Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of One at a Time, lads. I am here with Chris Schlegel, who you might know from Anatomical Precision and Steam Camp. Say hi, Chris.
Hey everybody.
And we've got something really stupid that we recorded at Second Wind Midnight Offering. So, Chris, what are we doing here?
All right, what we got going on today is there was a small discussion regarding power creep in Guild Ball, and we decided to put science to the facts and find out if power creep actually exists in Guild Ball. So we have Season 2 Obulus versus Season 4 Engineers.
So, for those of you who don't know, back in Season 2, the dominant list in Guild Ball was quote-unquote morticians. It was Obulus, Dirge, Silence, Avarice and Greed, Rage, and Mist. And Chris is playing that, and I am playing Rivet, Mainspring, Colossus, Salvo, Spade, and Nomad. But that's not all. We're not just playing a different team. I'm playing with all the Season 4 rules, while Chris is having to play with full Season 2 rules. I'm guessing there's probably a lot of you that weren't playing back then. So, for a quick rundown of some of the differences, if Chris was to kick in this game, he would not start with a momentum. If he goes second in a turn, he does not get a momentum. Dirge, if Dirge gets taken out, not only do I get 2 points instead of 1, but Dirge has no recovery level, so he does not come back in.
Speaking of recovery levels, there used to be 2 recovery levels marked by icy sponge levels. So you basically, instead of coming back at half health, you're coming back at roughly a third of your health if you're coming back immediately, or if you come back the turn after that, you'll come back with 2/3 of your health.
Yeah. For determining who goes first in a turn, Chris doesn't have game plan cards. He's got to roll a die and add his momentum to it. And instead, he's got plot cards, which used to be these things that you would play on certain conditions being met that would give you an effect immediately. Let's see, what other big differences are there?
Well, besides the team composition of Union not being restricted to one model, or even no models now. Yeah, so I was able to use...
AoEs were measured to the center point rather than just within. And
Yep,
so was the ball.
Yeah, kick scatters. What else is there? There's so many changes that's been happening, and honestly, I feel like it provides newer teams with a huge advantage compared to old rules sets.
Yeah, I think those are at least the ones that are important.
Yeah.
If there's anything else we forgot, maybe we'll mention it if it comes up. Otherwise, whatever. Oh, another difference is from the organized play document. If Chris were to clock out, he wouldn't have a 5-minute death clock. He would have 1-minute activations, where still giving up a point, but if he hit a minute during an activation, the activation ends immediately.
And the other one I know of is tap in. I don't have tap in.
Oh yeah, on passes or shots. Did not exist.
Yeah, that wasn't a rule yet.
Yeah,
it was
okay.
only on the plot cards.
Yes. So, I think with that, we are ready to get started. So, for game plans, we forgot to show them to the camera. I don't remember exactly what I had. I know I had Lone Striker, and I had, it's the only one I remember offhand, actually. Chris, what did you have for plot cards?
For plots, I remember having 3 of the least significant plots in the game. I had tap in, which allows for tap in,
within 4 inches of the goal, so the old Season 3 rule.
Yeah. And I had one that was like, if I got taken out, I got momentum, and then
immediate
else.
Response. Yeah. If you got taken out or scored on. Yeah, I don't know if your third one came up, but I kind of thought you used all 3. But yeah, I lost the roll, so I'm kicking off here. And kind of standard engineers kick off with Salvo. So yeah, Greed right now does not actually start on the pitch, but does get deployed in base contact with Avarice, like when influence is being generated.
Correct. That
It was a
way, I
weird
still get the
rule.
one influence from from greed.
Yeah. So old Avarice and Greed, the reason you saw them everywhere was because when they activated, they actually got separate activations. So a team with Avarice and Greed had 7 activations in it. Silence used to bring 3 influence. Obulus used to be able to take 8 influence.
Yeah,
Let's see,
obvious.
Mist had Where'd They Go? Yeah, there was a lot of funky stuff back in that season 2 team.
Right.
And we'll try to
There.
point out, oh yeah, Obulus also had Tax 6 with the exact same playbook that he has now and a few more health.
Right.
So yeah, this is where the kickoff is,
So
which I'm pretty happy about. Silence was also a 5-6 move.
yeah, it's super worth it to do that sprint. But you'll
Why did
see
they
what's very standard right now is allocating the influence to Obulus, just instantly giving him 8. Think about it, you just give him 8.
being able to tool up a model with 8 influence is crazy. Also,
Yeah,
like, why would
you're
they
almost
ever
guaranteed to
print?
do at least 16 damage.
Yeah, just about. Why would they ever print a 5-6 move stat? Like, it's just
It
so
was
dumb.
it was I don't know. They were it was the game was still young and they just did not. I think they were just trying weird things with morticians.
Yeah, Morticians have always been the weird team, especially because most of this stuff was the same as it was in season 1 when the game first launched officially.
Right. It
Uh,
took a while for Obulus to get discovered.
yeah. So in addition to the usual good stuff of kicking with Salvo and him maybe getting a goal, I've got a kind of secret objective this game where I want nothing more than to kill Greed. Greed has no recovery level. If I kill him, he doesn't come back. Chris doesn't get his extra 7th activation, and I just think it's funny killing a player where they never get to come back, given like what the game is now.
Right, and that kills off my extra activation advantage,
Right.
which is pretty good. So what I had there was silent sprinting as mighty whatever, or no,
I think
he
it's just a job.
jogged. He
Yeah,
picked it up, and then he went to do a the activate
shutout,
last, yeah, shutout
which you
on
did hit.
Salvo. Got it, and then I'm passing over to uh,
That's Rage, I think. They're
yeah, I
passing.
believe I measured it to rage.
Yeah.
Yep, and I did successfully kick it to him. So
Hmm.
I get it momentum. We're gonna momentarily pick up some tokens from another second wind attendee because I only have dice.
Yeah. I've got. I think I've got a token out there somewhere. I moved my die because tokens I've been told are easier to see, but I think I put that token. Yep, there we go. It was behind my goal. I moved it so it's visible for you guys.
So
Greed
yeah,
with
I
his.
activate greed and jog backwards. I probably should have gave him an influence so that I could where'd they go behind the goal.
Yeah, neither of us really know what that team does anymore.
Yeah, it's been so long. But
Especially forgetting that Greed has a defense support Avarice. So if he's within what, like 3 inches of Avarice or something, he
yeah,
gets
it was
+1
4 inches of
defense.
average.
Oh,
So
it's
he goes
4.
up to a 6-0. And
He's
so it's
got
pretty standard in season 2. You just ran away with greed and your mascot. They never did anything
no.
because they're worth 2 points, and that's just not worth what little
Yeah.
output they get.
At least Silence had a heroic where he could bring back Dirge if Dirge died.
Right.
Ratchet had the same thing with Mainspring. Yeah, so it wasn't like a total wash, but for most teams, if you lost your mascot, that was it. You've got 5 activations now. So yeah,
Right.
Rivet does kind of Rivet things and gives Salva 2-inch melee and Colossus momentous damage. So now we're ready to go.
Yep. Rage tools up Obulus, ready to slaughter somebody, and he jogs up. This was a kind of a mistake for me, and he dropped off the ball to Avarice.
Yeah, putting the ball on Avarice is bold. If you put on Obulus, then you would have at least gotten a counterattack against me,
Right. I
because I
would
would have
have.
to. sprint and then diggy hole into your melee.
Right. I think I was underestimating just how good Spade was. This is a recurring problem for me.
Yes, Spade is 3, 9, 12. Spade's got about a 14-inch threat after Rivet has towed her. So threatening about 18 inches off the starting line, a Rivet team. And she goes and tackles the ball off poor 3-0 Avarice.
I
And
believe
bonus
this
time's a shot.
I believe this might have been my first time playing against Rivet. If not, it was the second time due to Steam Camp.
Yeah, I was gonna say we definitely played a game at Steam Camp where you played against Rivet, but you were
Okay.
playing Fish there.
Yeah, second game against Rivet, so
Yeah.
still getting used to her. I kick off right behind Obulus because it'll go somewhere.
Yeah.
Measuring to the center of the ball.
It's so dumb. Like
Yeah.
that's so imprecise. So let's see. I started playing in season 2, and I know you did too, or did you start playing in season 1?
I started playing in season 2 right around the time when Sakana and Corsair came out.
Yeah, it was the same for me. It was at Gen Con that year that I picked up the game. And in season 2,
That
I
was when
actually never played.
mascots came out. Yeah.
Yeah, I never played with or against Avarice and Greed because kind of everyone who started playing with me, we started playing at the same time, and most of us just kind of unanimously hated the way those models looked. So we didn't play them, and our Morticians player was pretty much just playing Morticians without a lot of Union. He might have been running like Mist or Rage, but he stopped playing shortly after, and I was the only one playing Union like late in season 2. Uh, so here's Colossus just going up and starting to beat up Rage. Rage is one of the squishier players on your team, just being 4-0 and
Yeah.
similar amount of boxes to what he has now. I don't remember
I
exactly
think
what it was.
Yeah, I think largely the only one who's not really squishy is Obulus, and that's just because he's dodgy.
Well,
But
and he's got 16 health in season
oh yeah,
2 versus the
he does
14 he
have
has
more
now.
health.
Yeah. And yeah,
But
tax 6 with a dodge on 1 and double dodge on 2.
yeah, but like I was saying, it was definitely a mistake for me to bring Rage that far up. I didn't. I was. Yeah, I forgot how far the engineers can go in turn 1 now with Rivet having that
Yeah.
toe. So
Yeah.
here's Mist making a pro move, throwing down a smoke bomb to give himself plus 2 inches of movement. So he's now a uh what
810?
810. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now he's going to looks like a sprint.
Yeah,
Uh,
Mist is just going to hang
Maybe
out
it's
near the
bug. I don't
edge.
know. And then
No.
he's going to where they go because he has where they go in this edition into cover. So that
Yeah.
way he's got his sprint speed automatically at the start of this turn.
Yeah,
Next turn.
he's cocked and loaded for a goal whenever it becomes opportune for you. So like I said, Greed only has 4 health. I've got Salvo here. My I guess not so secret objective is I just want to kill Greed. And if Salvo can land 2 character plays on him, that's it. He's dead. So Salvo's my last model. I have to activate him now, and we're going for it. To get there, um, yeah, I've got to charge Rage because either way, I've got two influence left, so it's that and a heroic for Greed. So might as well try to get a little more momentum off Rage, especially given he's knocked down.
Right. Yeah, I realized very quickly that I should have given him the where'd they go or left him in range of Avarice because I completely forgot about defensive support. If he had defensive support right now, this would be very low odds
Yes, it would. Yeah,
to hit sixes on 2 character plays. That's
yeah, and that's a wrap against there. And I'm not really too concerned with momentum because you've got 8 influence on Obulus, and he's tooled up, and he's going to go
yeah.
make either Spade or Salvo, or even Colossus maybe. Very, very sad. But I mainly want to make sure that I've got enough momentum to bonus time my shots on Greed.
Right.
So I do a push dodge, a momentous push dodge, and a couple points of damage onto Rage. And so starting off with a Floored Bolt, which we are going to bonus time here. And sad times at the El Royale, I miss. If I hit that, then the next one shot would have been on fours and probably would have been a dead Greed, but Greed gets to live,
Yep,
which becomes a huge problem for me later.
that would have been a power play early on.
It
And
would
I
have.
think engineers, that was actually a good pick on your choice because I was scared of engineers and their long range shots that they have now
Yeah.
to try and punch at Greed and Dirge.
I've been debating playing either Engineers or Union because the idea was to play something that's considered top tier in season two, and my decision to play Engineers was partly a kind of stay in practice for second win because this was after
So
day one, and also because I didn't want to go get my Union out of my bag.
so I whiffed my first attack against I think
Salvo, yeah,
Salvo.
and I whiff my counter, so I can't dodge out. Yeah, you could have dodged on one to get
Oh yeah,
close to
because you
me.
did
I
give
could have
him
dodged
2 inch
on one.
melee. That's what happened.
Yeah, so those
Wild
were
dice.
those were some rough whiffs on both of our parts.
So I'm momentous twoing you.
Up to three.
Standing of
Now you gotta
rage.
spend.
So now I got 7 dice. This is the thing that Obvious should have.
Yes, Ovulus, he really should have been tax 7. It only would have been fair.
And there was another whiff right there, and then here comes
Yeah, there's the
knockdown.
knockdown, which he has on 4, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah,
His
it's
playbook all stayed the same. It's just
yeah, it
that
has not changed.
he's got better math.
Yeah, so this team
This is the
was so dominant
dominance
that
there. A 2 again. Up to
yeah,
3.
not too concerned about the actual playbook results, but Obulus is basically just destroying Salvo. And there's the legendary.
Yep, I
So
steal your momentum. I wanted that way I could be up 4 on or up 3 on momentum, which is felt like a pretty safe number to me.
considering you've got a roll and I get to play a game plan card, so not only is what I
Right,
play safer, but I also can go up to +7 versus your potential +6.
right. So I definitely needed a 4 or higher. I probably should have turned one of those damages into a dodge or two, and that way I could kind of secure my odds.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this roll off versus game plan, man, game plans are so much better. Even if I am excited for these new game plans coming up here soon.
Dude, I can't wait. They
These have been going on for so long. It feels
it's
like.
been like 2 years almost that we've been playing with these game plans, right?
Yeah, middle of season 3. And I roll
Yes.
a 1,
And I
and
played a 7. I
so
played
Zach just steals the initiative from me.
yeah, I
I
played
don't
Lone
get
Striker
any
here.
points or momentum.
Yeah, and I think I make a or what looking back on it now is somewhat of a mistake with going first. Maybe not like an actual mistake, but at least a mistake with what I've been trying to do. Um, but yeah, well, you watch me measure out all kinds of nonsense because I'm checking to see if Nomad can really go do anything useful again to get the ball back. And it's like, okay, I could get it if I legendary and go there, but then I'm sitting out in the middle of nowhere. You can easily get it back from me, and it's really just not that useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, this Obulus list was so dominant back in the day that at Worlds of that season, the final was 2 almost identical lists.
Yeah, I think out of the 4 qualified players, I think 3 of them were playing Obulus.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Something in that thing. Basically, like nobody can compete against Obulus because next best the next best team at the time was Filet, who was
Hmm.
getting dodges on literally everything,
Yeah, you
including
could.
like her character play.
Yeah, you counter out of melee, and she just throws a pain circle at you and dodges back in.
And but Obelisk naturally has a really good match against Filet because of the unpredictable movement as well.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
really had no natural predators in this.
Yeah. So I start with Rivet going to kill Rage. I think I should have gone with Salvo instead, just to continue my plan of trying to kill Greed. I should have gone with Salvo, loaded him up, stood him up, hit Rage once for a momentum and a dodge out. Uh, Tried to shoot Greed again, and then tried to kill him there.
Yeah, that would probably be fair.
Yeah. But instead, Rivet goes and does Rivet things.
Yep, she punches
And
good.
yeah, I did forget that Rage wasn't knocked down anymore, so I'd allocated thinking that he was, but my dice ended up cooperating with me and hitting my 3 damage enough to still do the
Yep.
job.
So there goes Rage. Yep.
Bringing you down to only 6 activations.
Yeah, it really hurts to have a fair game. and and Obulus having to punch at a reasonable captain stats.
Yeah, so I spent 2 to heal Salvo right there. Salvo's on still a handful of health, but I mostly want to make sure that you've got to commit more than like 1 or 2 attacks to killing him.
Right. It's not the not the best odds at survival, because I mean, Obulus just does so much damage.
Yeah, I'm not expecting
So there I am
survive.
playing immediate response. So I get momentum because he killed me.
Yeah, that's true. You don't have any momentum going seconds. That would have made going with Salvo even better because I wouldn't have to worry about a counterattack.
Right. Yeah.
I could get 2 momentum off of Rage for the to bonus time and heroic.
I think I remember what I had as my third one. I think it was the one that gives you resolute. Basically
Oh
plus 2
yeah,
attack to a counterattack.
yeah. Get +2 dice on it.
I never used it though. I don't think. So swinging on Salvo. Let's just
Okay, Salvo was on 8 health. So with 8 influence, he just needs to hit at least 1 on all of them. But he spiked to the 2 there, which lets you whiff 1 if you happen to. But your dice
just at
are
2 because I want to get the momentum rather than grabbing the 3s.
yeah, yeah. With your Brewers playbook. So I think that what you're debating here, Salvo's down to like 2 health, I think. And the debate is whether you puppet master someone because that refunds you an influence if you
Right.
succeed
So
to
I
then
could
take
get
that
2
last swing.
attacks left.
But no, you decide not to be greedy.
Yeah. That would have been really greedy.
Yeah, which is good because that last attack wouldn't have done it on its own.
Right.
You did 1 more.
Because I really wanted to puppet master Colossus somewhere else, get him out
Yeah.
of there,
Oh yes,
and
that just
that
hasn't
way I
moved
could,
yet.
yeah, that way I could get him far away and then me to safety. Here I am wishing that misdirection was 2 influence like it is currently,
Oh,
because
how much
right
was
now
it then?
it's 4.
Misdirection was 4?
Yeah, dude, it
Oh
was.
my god. I
It
didn't
was
even look
not
at
good.
that.
Like that was the buff that they gave him going into season 3 instead of the nerfs that they gave him all around.
Oh my god, I didn't even look at that when I was like cutting out the cards. That's crazy. All right, so yeah, starting to put a little bit of damage on Colossus.
Yeah, just threaten him a little bit.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have stayed engaging him. Was my thought after, like immediately after clocking over to you. I probably should have dodged on one of those, gotten out
I
of
don't
the melee zone.
think
Oh wait,
I don't think
yeah.
you did stay engaging me. Or maybe you did, I don't know.
I think we will remember.
Yeah, we'll see.
I know what happens, but I don't know exactly when it happens.
Yeah. All right.
So,
So here comes a continuation of my tunnel vision. Uh, yeah, she's only got two influence, so I'm just trying to do some honest damage, but I whiff that attack there and do one damage on the second one. So Greed is down a quarter of his health.
yep, that's almost really good. So, so here I am thinking, okay, Silence can't go anywhere. Greed can't really go anywhere. Or Avarice can't really go anywhere. There's just got a lot of really slow models over there who can't catch up to anybody. So Avarice is just going to run up. And then I realize, oh, I got defensive support. I should have been this close to Greed this whole time.
Yeah, you must have been out of uh out of the melee zone, or else I wouldn't have had to move him here. Unless I was just really stupid. That's also totally possible, but yeah, base to base him because
Yep. So there goes unpredictable movement.
yeah, which I feel pretty good about this. I'm tax 6 with a knockdown on 2, so I'm like, okay, I'll knock you down because you do throw the counter, I believe.
But you don't.
Yep, but I miss it and just get to go singled out. And I was feeling good about that because if I hit that knockdown, Unpredictable's gone, and Nomad still has 3 influence, so I can really start hitting you and end the turn engaged.
Here comes the double dodge.
Yeah.
Get out of there. So that's the thing about Ovulus here with Tech 6. He is so slippery.
Yeah. It's so hard to pin him down. Like, you have to hit that knockdown to do it
With with Tech 5, it's pretty reasonable to, like, okay, you might not get this double dodge after unpredictable movement. With Tech 6, it's almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
Or feels like it, at least.
Yeah. And luckily, Unpredictable at least is still burned, so Nomad can still do some stuff. Mainspring's able to come up, not quite within an inch. Just not enough movement.
Yep.
The dice tray has to be moved for Dirge.
Yep. So I'm going to go right there, hang out next to the dice tray, where all the onlookers are going to ask where Dirge is for the rest of the game.
And we did have a bit of a crowd gathering here.
Yep. People are really excited to see this.
Yeah. Alright, so Nomad does burn his legendaries that he can jog over to Obulus, and he takes plus tack for his bag of tricks.
So I'm thinking about my counterattack. Well, I have plenty of momentum. You got a little bit lower on momentum, but I don't want to let you have it all, so I'm going to go ahead and try and get that counterattack.
Yeah, Nomad doesn't have a knockdown, so might as well.
I only got to worry about a 1-inch melee, so if I get the 2, get out of there.
I'm debating whether I take more damage or a push dodge to lower your attack, which I do take the push dodge. I figure I can stay base to base, get you mainspring. And I'm a 5-0, so you bonus time back up to 6.
Yep.
And get the double dodge, and Nomad remains as sad as Colossus. But at least I have Spark, so I can do something. But I miss.
Those, as with Season 2, Season 4 engineers really want to make those character plays.
Yeah, Season 2 engineers were 100% reliant on their character plays. It was... Salvo did have Kickbolt, though. I don't know what just happened in the video. It skipped a little bit, but...
yeah, basically I tried to sprint, and then I realized, oh, I don't want to sprint there, I want to sprint here. And we, basically I reversed time, and that's what happened in the video.
That was another play that Silence had. He could reverse time. So yeah, you've got 2 back-to-back activations here because you went second and we both lost an activation, but you had one more than me to begin with.
So, missed sprints 10, where they goes to there, and I don't have tap-in to worry about, so, I mean, whatever, I'll take this shot at full 8. And
Got it.
Get it.
Yep, so the score is now 6-2, Chris. Oh, 6-6, actually. So, yeah.
Yeah, you have killed a model.
Yeah, we both got a goal and a takeout. The Yeah, so what I was saying about season two, I really miss season two Salvo. He had a play called Kickbolt, which was 2 damage and a 3-inch push directly away, and you could just surf someone so far.
Oh
So yeah, I
yeah.
decided to kick off out to that corner. There's fast ground. Salvo will be able to hopefully grab the ball back when he comes back in, but it goes pretty far to the 6, so it's still reasonably safe there.
Yeah. We'll call it that.
Yeah. And the momentum race, I think we're actually tied at 5-5. And I'm
Yes, it
ordering
looks
food.
to be that way, which gives you a major advantage because you know the odds of a dice and you got the choice of number.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I like to think of the game plans as you rolling all of your dice at the start of the game and then choosing which one you're using. Except you also have one higher number than me.
That's true, and I've got influence effect sometimes. All right, so we've got
So we
so we
tied it,
tied. Actually, I played fullback,
and we got a roll off, and you got a 6 to my 5. So you get to go first again.
and you get no momentum again. So Salvo's not quite in range to get the ball here. And I've got some decisions to make. Greed is on 3 health and not in cover, so he has defense 6. So Spade with 4 influence, I could try to get 1 success on 3 attacks. Or I could go with Salvo or Mainspring or Nomad and get the ball away. I'm not super scared, at least of Mist getting it, since he doesn't have a momentum to start. And I figure if you do something with Obulus over there, you might be able to get up to 10, but I think I'd be able to be okay with that. So I allocate in such a way to leave my options open, because my decision is kind of going to depend. Well, that's a lie. I've made my decision already. And from the way I've been talking about a lot of stuff up to this point, I bet you guys can guess what it is.
Tunnel vision.
I just thought it would be really funny.
At this point, this late in the game, killing off the activation advantage isn't even that strong, I don't think.
No, it's
Like,
really
I've
not.
already abused it.
Yeah, the biggest thing is just getting to bump Mist's goal there to the end of the turn without
Yeah.
letting me respond to it.
And on
So,
top of having already abused my activation advantages, I don't. I keep losing on initiative, so like it's not like I get first last.
right. Yeah. Rage comes back on 6 health there, in case you're
Yeah,
curious.
I give them an influence just in case somebody steps out of line, comes up close to me. It's
Yeah.
not a likely scenario.
Nah, but keeping Rage
And
1 is rarely a bad
yeah,
idea.
I mean, except for now where you can tool up for free.
Yeah, that's pretty nice, gotta say. And
It's
I
the one
totally
I
forgot
got
at this
that.
point about putting my influence next to people to make it easier to see. All right, so I excitedly exclaim that I'm going for it there. Um, 5 dice needing 1/6. What are the odds of that? And then doing that 3 times with 4 tries? It's probably not great.
Probably not.
Yeah. Let's see. It is 59.8 chance each attack to get 1/6. So better than average
But
each
not,
one.
yeah, not the 75% you'd really be looking at to kind of break even.
Yeah, and what I really should have done there, just noticed that I have fullback, so I really should have placed to outside 2 inches so I could charge you for 1.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yep.
I whiff, I whiff my second one. Greed's on 2 health right now. This is my third attack.
Really hoping for everything.
Actually, no, that I whiffed my second and third. This was my last attack. I get 2, but I need to have a momentum, so I just take momentous push.
Yep.
Now, this was at this point, yeah. My thought is Obulus can probably get the ball to Mist. Um, but you're not going to kill anyone this activation or this turn. So I'll be down 6 to 10. I'll regain possession of the ball. I've got Nomad and Salvo both kind of loaded up so that they'd be able to score if possible. Um, and I'd be able to come back from there.
Right. So basically, we just have onlookers trying to figure out what happened there, and yeah,
Why is
just
the
defense
ball
6,
over there?
So. So here I'm at. I have to figure out how I'm gonna get 6 points because and take advantage of the fact that you just like whiffed that. So
Which was
got,
it was likely for me to whiff it.
yeah. So basically, my big choice right now is: do I go with silence and like deal with the fact that I have no momentum? Like, of course not. Rage, he's out of range of anything. Avarice is out of range of anything. Like, nobody on my team can really do anything besides Obulus and Mist. And so I'm trying to figure out if I can get to that ball. And if so, how?
Yeah. The answer, given how dodgy Obulus is probably yes. You can get to the ball.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and going with Mist to get momentum is not usually a great call, given that he's TAC 4 with momentum on 2.
Right, yeah. He didn't get his... He didn't even have a momentous tackle at this time, right?
Right, yeah. Oh, he only got that in Season 4.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I remember seeing that when they first revealed it, and I was like, wow, that's going to make Mist super broken. And now you hardly ever see Mist being played. Times have changed.
Times have changed. The game is much punchier. So I
Yeah.
Shadow like to in range of Nomad outside of Mainspring, so that way I can get my full punchies.
Yeah, you're full TAC 6.
Yep. And here goes the swing. 1 damage.
Yeah, Nomad was on full health at 13.
So I get my momentous 2 there. And
I really was not expecting it to do this well against Nomad.
Yeah, my dice got really good really fast. So I'm sitting here bonus timing because I need these to go keep spiking.
Yep, which
that one's
you only did one there.
So
but...
do I bonus time to 0? Spin to 0? The great Glenwood
It's a good question. Answered by your guardian angel who comes up at one point. Yep, that's him who just walked up there. Nomad's on 7 health right now.
And I've got basically 3 attacks left if I want to do anything with that ball.
And Alex Bots walks up and goes, yeah, bonus time.
Yeah, bonus time it.
Which you just spiked to the top of Obulus's playbook and do 3 damage.
Of course, yeah. As one does.
As you do, and that's why Alex Bots is so good at this
Unfortunately, that's not momentous. But I spike again to the top of the playbook. Do another 3. And here we go. All I need is 2-6. Momentously kill him.
So that's a momentous kill on Nomad. I really did not think that you were going to be able to do 13 damage to a 5-0 with Obulus. Or if you did, at least not have 1 influence left to shoot.
So I let Mainspring get a parting blow. Then after the parting blow, I pick up the ball. And then I kick to Mist. Getting cheered on by the crowd. Let's just go for the... I'm working out the math, basically, if I can bonus time the pass. And I could not. But here it goes.
But you do make the path, and here is the bonus time snapshot.
And I dropped 1 die off nowhere, and it failed.
So you are left with 0 momentum again.
Yeah, that is rough. Momentum at 0 is not a great feeling, but like the hype, I could have just dodged him moderately safely, and you'd have to go with it for Rivet or Salvo.
Yeah,
but
that's way less hype.
Right.
Yeah. So the ball is sitting back there. Um, I'm considering now, okay, where are you going to get momentum? I think the only thing really in range would be Silence going after Colossus
And that
to
is
get momentum from. And because you've got no influence on avarice or greed, no one's in range of rage. And that's that's bad for me if you're able to get momentum. And that ball is well within range of Mist to get it.
oh yeah. I mean, with smoke bomb sprint and then acrobatics, he's got a he can go 14 inches.
Yeah. Yeah, pick up a ball 15 inches away. So right now, Rivet's going to pull Colossus away from Silence.
And that's probably a safe bet considering his mighty 6-inch sprint.
It's a
It's not
7-inch threat.
gonna
Yeah, the
so
this
now
this
I'm
felt
actually
good at the time.
yeah, I'm actually worried about how I'm gonna get momentum at this point in time. Before I was pretty confident. Now I'm feeling bad.
Yeah, it's definitely still anyone's game at this point. Yeah, so it was close enough that we had to check at least.
Yeah, just a
Um,
insurance policy.
yeah. Now the greed's out of the way, though. I think Spade is probably within 7 of Silence. And I do something
Yeah,
really dumb here and give you the game. Like, okay, I can at least slow down Mist by putting Colossus there and engaging you. And I'm like, oh, wait, you can still just where they go away from me. But not only that, you can now get momentum off of me.
right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and bank this because I might as well get some more momentum. Maybe. No,
Nope, just out.
just couldn't reach. So now I actually have to go with the plan we just laid out. So
Yeah.
measure it out to make sure that I can do what I'm thinking I can do of a single dodge off of Colossus. Where'd they
Which
go?
you've got the dodge on 2, so you need no ones on this. And I throw the counter just in case. And you
What do
get
you
your
know?
momentous
No
dodge,
ones. So
which is
out of his. Oh yeah, we have to check with the stepper if I can actually get
yeah.
out of his melee while being easily enough into threat range. Because now I won't be able to smoke bomb and sprint.
Right, yeah, he only had 3 influence on him.
Well, he
But
had 4, but he made the attack.
oh, right. Yeah. So you can still sprint, just not smoke bomb.
Right.
But you are able to dodge out there and still end up in.
Yep. So that was our check. It
Yep.
ended up being about within a half inch of the ball was where I would be able to where they go and do that.
Yep.
So I get out of there, sprint.
So here's my
You say not a tap in shot, and I say bet. And I throw out the tap in game plan, and then I make the tap in.
Yes, that's the final score was 12-6 in favor of Morticians, which definitively and scientifically proves that there is no power creep in Guild Ball.
There is no power. Go ahead and buff everything. You still can't beat season 2 odds.
Still cannot beat Season 2 Oculus. Yeah, I don't remember what else I had in my hand. Um, that was a really fun game. I had a blast playing that.
In hindsight, I totally should have played that Resolute game plot. That plot, like
Yeah.
when I went for the Nomad counterattack.
Yeah, that's true. Give you the extra 2 dice to really ensure it. You didn't end up needing it, but
No, I didn't.
yeah, that totally would have been the good move. It was so easy to forget to play those, though.
Oh yeah, that was really one of their biggest problems, and that's one thing I love about game plans is you have to play one, so you're
Right.
going to. And
I
now
knew
you're
people
just
that
going
had
to
like
forget that you have the ability in the middle of the activation.
Right. But yeah, I know people had little card holders that they put near their goal to keep them up facing them so they wouldn't forget.
Right.
Yeah. If only I didn't get such tunnel vision on killing greed.
Right, yep. But it would have been exciting to do. It's not often you get to kill Greed, especially now that he doesn't stay on the field.
Right. But yeah, that was a great game. Anything else you want to say about it?
No, I'm glad that I had somebody who was a madman enough to make this happen.
Yeah. It's fun doing weird stuff like this. It's not often that you get to, um, but things like this, things like the Bird Bots challenge, um, they're just exciting. I'm
Right.
really excited to see the video that Alex and John recorded where they're both blindfolded. Uh,
Yeah, really, these multi-day events are the perfect opportunity to play side games in the more casual formats or a format that's completely non-traditional, as seen here or as seen
yeah,
with the Bird Bots.
you get the
But
combination of seeing people you don't normally see from all around the country with also just needing a break from playing really competitively.
exactly, yeah, it was a nice break. It was my fifth win of the day, also my
Yeah.
last win of the weekend.
But hey, you're still undefeated. You're still 5-0 on day one.
Right, exactly. Hey, if the tournament was over, I'd have won. Them's the
That is
rules.
true. True. So yeah, that was the Battle of the Ages, and season two still undefeated.
If you think you got what it takes to take on season two Obulus, find yourself somebody who can do that.
Yeah, if anyone else is out there watching and want, I highly recommend trying some stuff like this, playing between different seasons or weird rules. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. So with that, I think we're just down to events to plug, which we're in kind of the lull between the end of the Nationals circuit for this season or year and having no idea when Worlds is coming up. Bourbon Trail Open still has some tickets left, which is going to be in
About 10
Kentucky next
left.
year. Yeah, you're
I'll
going
be
to that,
going.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'm not
love
going to
Bourbon
make it,
Trail Open.
unfortunately.
Only 2 hours away from me, so I try and go every year.
That's pretty
It,
handy.
yeah, there's a pretty good suite of competitive players there for you to try your stuff against as well. Pat's signed up. I believe Evan Ritt might be signed up.
Probably. He goes to everything. I'm assuming Zach Gray is probably going.
Yeah, he is. He goes to a
Yeah,
lot of those events that are within about 5 hours of Chicago.
yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I won't be able to make that one, but let's help Antonio sell that out.
Right.
In next June, I'm going to be running the Bell of Lost Souls Open Guild Ball event here in Austin, Texas. 32 man. We still have almost all of the tickets for that because it's a long way out. Check that out. And I'm
I'd love to
hoping
go
that
to that one.
you should
Uh,
definitely come.
the other thing I want to plug is not officially on the books yet, but as surveys have gone out and stuff, and it's sounding like it's like somewhere in July, is Sam Bredesen and Mike Klein and company. They're all trying to do an American team championship.
Yes.
So they're looking at doing it in Chicago in July. Don't quote me on that, but that was the result of the surveys that sent out to everybody asking what would be best.
Yeah, I think
So,
that's definitely what's being planned right now, but nothing is set in stone.
right. So keep your schedules more or less free there. Start talking to your people, getting your teams together, getting your cool jerseys together and stuff. It's going to be hype.
Yeah, I'm definitely planning on going to that. Team tournaments are a ton of fun.
I just need one more person on my team. It's me
Awesome.
and the other Cincinnati player. So,
Well, yeah. Hope to see you there, and it'd be nice if we'd be able to get to one of the same events before then. But next year's gonna be a little tough for me to travel too much for Guild Ball.
Right, that's fair.
Yeah. All right. Well, Chris, thanks for recording with me. This was great.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody.